All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome aboard to a new week. It is Monday, June 7th, 2021, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little logo, white logo, click on that. Turn on notifications, like our videos, subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures are up 74 points. NASDAQ futures down 13, slightly red. S&P futures up 2. We're now on future side about 8 points away from all-time highs. Russell 2000 is up about 4, 2290. Bitcoin right now, this is the future side tells me something else, but Bitcoin right now, spot 36,615, Ethereum 2827. Currently, Ethereum is up 5% in the last 24 hours, and Bitcoin's up 2% the last 24 hours. Let's go and take a look at crude oil. Is down about 0.07%, 69.58 a barrel. Gold futures are down 0.12%, 18.89 an ounce. Silver futures 27.69, down 0.72 an ounce. Euro dollar for my forex people exactly flat, 121.65. Dollar yen down 26 pips at 109.25. The euro dollar, 121.65. I'm sorry about that. So that's where we are. The dollar index is flat, 90.11. And the VIX is up 2.44% at 1682. Again, way below that 20 level. That's where you kind of want to start looking at puts, that 20 level. So that's where we are currently. Right now, guys, what I'm seeing is very, very low volume. First thing and foremost, it's a Monday. It's the first Monday we have in June since last Monday was Memorial Day weekend. So what we have is we're nearing all-time highs. Sort of a melt up is what I'm seeing. Just pretty much a melt up until all-time highs. I think we get all-time highs looking at E-mini futures. If we do, I'm going to go and expand really quickly here. It's not like one of those face ripper rallies where you're just going to get to 5,000 or something crazy. No, I think we break 42.38. We'll probably hover around 42.50, 42.40. Maybe 42.50 is your highest point. If you're going just by technicals and this channel here, 43.20 seems about right for your resistance. I wouldn't want to go long here on the E-mini futures if you're a futures trader, since we're starting to get to the point of frothiness. 42.38. Once we break that, again, expect a little sideways action. I expect it just to kind of go a little sideways for a little bit. We'll hit all-time highs, sure, we'll break it, and then we'll kind of pare back a little bit in June. The expectation is that in July, third quarter is when we start getting that next leg up. But for June, I think due to seasonality, and I've seen the historical patterns, again, things can change, obviously, but we don't have much catalyst. We just had our NFP. July will be the next round of earnings. Earnings season is already tapering off. July should be starting up again. It's a new quarter as well. But looking at it now, guys, again, it's very low volume. You could see here this volume tapering out even as we bounce. So you could see with the kind of the apex of volume on the 11th of May in S&P futures, and we've been tailing off since. And you could see lower the volume, yet the prices are going up. So again, that's more of a melt up. So right here, guys, I wouldn't be doing much. Just be extremely careful on trading futures here. It's just not much there yet. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers. I know the meme stocks, everyone wants to talk about those. AMC is up 3% pre-market. BlackBerry up about 3.61% pre-market. Naked Brand is another one that I've seen here and there. They're up about 6%. And Sundial Growers is up 4%. Let's take a look at the Dow, what's moving. Apple's up 0.23%. Microsoft's down 0.28%. Boeing's up 0.43%. Visa was price upgraded today. They're up 1%. JP Morgan, 0.5%. I had calls on JPM. I think I was probably just a little too early. I still love the financials. We're going to take a look at here in a second. S&P, excuse me, Tesla's down another 0.68%. Looks like Elon was tweeting, I believe yesterday, about the Plaid upgrade for the S model and the speed model, which is Plaid or what have you, or Plaid. I'm not really sure. So it's under pressure today. American Airlines up 0.66%, Carnival 0.56%, Norwegian up 1%. So kind of the reopening names, we kind of know this. And the NASDAQ side, Moderna's up 1%, AMD 0.21%. NVIDIA still continuing to go up 0.27%. Peloton was price upgraded by G.A.R Capital. So that's why they're up. Looking at Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll take a look at some questions, start to look at some charts. You can kind of see here just pretty much ranging on the hourly. There was a big, I mean, the 15-minute chart. If we go to the hourly, I mean, let's go ahead and see that. You can see ever since we had a little bit of a fall on the 5th of, what was this date? This is the 5th, and we're 2 days ago. So the start of this convention that there was in Miami, which I kind of don't get. I don't understand the Bitcoin convention. I don't know, why would you need a convention for a currency? That's something I'm not interested in, or while I'm going. Again, I own Bitcoin. I love it. I just think that it's starting to get a little cultish. And I said the same thing about Tesla 4 years ago, and I was like, I don't like Tesla because it was cultish, and then I bought it and it soared, and I still own it. I'm just not a fan of being so kind of like Elvis-like cult-ish over a currency. I understand that it's a big deal to a lot of people. To me, guys, it's just an asset. I don't have this thing where I want to go into a convention and just praise a coin or praise cryptocurrency. It's just money at the end of the day. But I get it. Everyone else is different. So not interested to me. I mean, I would think that this convention would maybe pump it up a little bit, but it didn't really do much. So, call it for what you want. That's where we are. On Bitcoin, we're on the daily, and you can see ever since May 19th, we've been kind of stalling between 40 and around 30, 34. So about a 6,000 level. I have said it before, and I'll say it again. I think that we hit the bottom anyways. 30,000 was your bottom. If it breaks down below it, I'm definitely buying more. But until then, I think we're just going to be stuck here for a little bit. Really, the level that you want to break, the 41,942 is your 200-day moving average. If it breaks that, that'd be nice. But 44,000 is a very key level. If we break that, the worst is really over, and then we should be able to continue to the upside. But that's where we are on E-mini futures. I did see Boeing. A lot of people were asking about it. Let's go ahead and break that down really quick because it is up pre-market. I have a daily break of 260.81. Remember, it does move very quickly. It's very violent, let's just say. There is a slight gap to fill on the hourly at 255.25. So again, you can watch that. Maybe if you get a break above the 50-day moving average, you can place that alert there at 252.73. Maybe worth a shot. But kind of looking already now at this market, looking at E-mini futures, the volume, the melt up. I'm really liking mega cap stocks this week. Obviously, the price is not reflecting it, thanks Tesla. But again, I think the Apples of the world, a Microsoft, I think Facebook is going to catch some bids. I think Qs are going to catch some bids. I have some QQQ calls for 2 weeks away. So again, I think we're going to get a little bit of a bump up. I wouldn't expect it tons of fireworks. We really don't have much catalyst to go by. But again, I think mega caps do get a little bit of love. Obviously, tech will be something. Banks will be something in focus. XLF is still continuing to melt up higher. JPM was a losing trade for me last week. If it breaks 167.44, I want to take a look at the volume and see what we get, and maybe buy some little more time for JPM because it just didn't work out last week, but it has been very good to me the past couple of weeks. So that's something I'll be watching. All right, guys, let's answer some questions. Good morning. Let's see. Costas is asking about KNDI. KNDI. I have never heard of this name. Right now, it's at the 50-day moving average on the hourly. If we go ahead and bring up the daily, let's see what we get. Yeah, you're still below the 100 and the 200. I mean, if you want to trade it, I guess you're above the 50. You could take a look at right around 670. That's your 100-day moving average. That would be your first resistance. And 719 is your red line, which is your 200-day. Something you could look at. Workhorse, short squeeze, or not yet. Let's take a look at it. The meme names took a little bit of a hit the last couple of days. The GMEs of the world, the AMCs of the world, the Blackberries of the world, the Nokias of the world, Workhorse, another one. And right now, it's basically just hugging that 50-day. Could there be another squeeze? Sure, but you got to see where the volume is mostly. So again, if you want to take a look at some volume, guys, real quick, it's very simple. You're going to go to scan here on Thinkorswim. You're going to go under options hacker. You're going to put option is volume, 10,000 minimum, and then you just press the word scan. Right now it won't work because there's no volume yet because the markets are not open. So take a look at that if you want to take a look and see what's moving and what's shaking. Should we be worried about tech stocks with genuine interest rates going to rise quicker? I mean, that's the expectation. When you have a recovering market, interest rates do go up. That's just normal. That we have that in every single economic boom where interest rates go up. Interest rates don't go down when things are good. That doesn't happen. So, I mean, that's the expectation. If you're expecting the economy to bounce, meaning unemployment to go down, more money to be around, then you're going to expect interest rates to go up. That's nothing new. Will it hurt tech stocks down the line? It may be a little bit of a headwind, but again, for the most part, are they interest rate sensitive? Yes, but not to that point. Again, unless we're getting a 70% basis point rise in a day or 100%, 100 basis point rise in a day, I mean, tech stocks are going to be fine at the end of the day. They're really looking at the EU regulations. The EU, meaning the European Union, are putting a lot of pressure in regards to antitrust lawsuits for the search engine for Google, Facebook. I mean, remember, these tech stocks are very powerful. They're very concentrated. There's really 5 that run the show, right? Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and you could throw in, I can't even say Netflix. But yeah, so I would say 4. Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple. Those are your 4 main, oh, Microsoft, your 5. So your 5 names that run the world. And I repeat the same one over and over. Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. So your 5. They're so concentrated, they're so powerful. It's not even that they don't make money. They make a lot of money. But the issue is, will they be broken up? I think that's what the price is in for a lot of these companies, is that they're almost too successful. And that's what the problem. I mean, I would equate Apple, Facebook, Google, these names to be cash equivalent almost. They're that powerful. They're that profitable. And these governments, you know, obviously antitrust, they need to want to make sure that there's competition. They want to regulate them. That's really where the headwind is on these names. So again, I still think they're going to continue. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been on tear. Keep in mind, NVIDIA will do their stock split. I have the details on it. NVIDIA's split will be a 4-for-1 split as of June 21st. Whatever you own June 21st, you will be credited the 4-to-1. July 20th, it will be reflected on your account. I have shares of NVIDIA, so I'll let you know when mine gets done. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't know what BTC is. Sorry, HK. FB levels to watch. Yeah, I'm watching FB too. My alert to break is 332.94. We're above the major moving averages on the hourly. Let's see if we break that. Morning, Carlos. Can you take a look at CRSR? CRSR, I don't know much about this name. Very high volume on Friday, but not much movement. Yeah, I see the volume spike to the downside. Keep in mind, there's more volume to the downside than there is to the upside. But for the most part, it's just been sideways action. It's up about 12 cents pre-market. I wouldn't touch it right here. I don't know much about the company. I'm just going by the charts. Thoughts on XYLD, monthly dividend call ETF. Again, if you want to invest in it, sure. But I mean, you're not going to trade this name. If you're just owning it for the dividend, by all means, go for it. XLF calls 40 for the 18th. I can't see the volume, obviously, but I still like this. I still like financials long term. Again, I think I still have some financial calls. Let me see if I have them here. I have to go bring it up. Give me a second. Yeah, I have the 39s for June 18th personally. So I'm 40 cents away from in the money. I still like them. I'm still holding them. Twitter gap fill. Let's see. Twitter. Oh, see what Twitter's doing. Let me go and expand this chart so I can make life easy for everybody, so you actually can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, there is a gap fill right here at 63.78. Yep, you see it. They're actually down pre-market. So let's see on the hourly if we can break it down. What's the next level to break? Really, the 61.8 extension Fibonacci level, which is right here, 59.47. So let's go ahead and see if we can get that break. If it does, then we'll take a look at it on Twitter. I've traded Twitter before. The only thing is that on the daily, you do have a couple of resistance points, 60.82, 61.44. So possibly the 61s, depending on volume, will probably be your best bet. Do you play some solid names like Nike Philippe's? No, because Nike doesn't move as much. Again, you want stocks that actually move, that have volume, have some volatility. Nike is just basically doesn't do much. So, and not only that, the options volume is pretty down. I want to grow my Facebook position. I would like to add at, would it be possible at below 500, 300? Yeah, you always want to buy when you're on sale. First level, I would say to maybe probably buy a couple more shares is below 315, and then 294.04. That would be my level. So I have an alert for Facebook at 315.63, and then 294 below. If Facebook is criminally underpriced in my opinion, and they're extremely profitable. So great company to own. NIO back to 45 anytime soon. Let's take a look at NIO. And I own the stock. Really looking on the daily, all you really did was recapture this green arrow here, right around 42.81. So that's something you need to break before you do anything. let's put an alert together around 43.21. If that breaks, then 45 would come up next, would be your next resistance. You can probably place some 45 calls. And then, you still have a lot of air pockets here, 50, 55, 57. But that's really what you're waiting for. That 100-day moving average on the hourly seems to be that first ceiling there, 44.70 and then 45.41. But put an alert at 43.21 so you can prevent any kind of double tops. If it does break that, then it won't be a double top and you'd be all right. CRM, think CRM is a great company. That's Salesforce.com. Again, a little more needed on the daily. I have 250.44 as my alert to break out. If it does, 260, 270. 270 would be the next target, definitely. And value or tech until the fall. I think value still gets some bids. I think energy and financial still have room to run, for at least for the month of June. Q3, Q4 is when tech starts bouncing, and then you'll start paring back a little bit from the energy names. Start taking your profits on energy, start taking some profits on financials. I believe tech will start catching on a little bit more, and then they'll be running the show. So if you're a tech-heavy investor currently, be patient, because I do believe that Q3 we're going to start catching a little bit more. Keep in mind, my still call for August 31st is 4,400 in the S&P. If we bring up the S&P today, the S&P is at 42.28. We're closer to 4,400 than we are to 4,000. So that says a lot. DKNG, great stock. Be the last question here. Great stock that I own, one of my favorites. Of course, I love me some DraftKings. I did a free DraftKings pool for the Mayweather fight last night, and of course I lost. But it was like a prop bet. But it's so much fun because you don't need to spend money in order to play it. And again, it hooks a lot of people. Again, I do believe that sports is still going to expand. I said that on my Instagram, that if I ever retire or if I ever decide to pick something else, it would be sports, a sports podcast, sports YouTube channel, because I love sports. Maybe talk some sports gambling, do some parlays here and there with people, some viewers. So I believe DraftKings has a lot more upside once, again, we get more legalization for different states. I'm hoping for Florida soon. Again, another one, Penn Gaming, Caesars is another one that you could do. MGM is fine too. These are names that you can always do. Again, gambling is going to come back, especially now with sports being so accessible, with gambling merging, giving lines online, giving lines on TV. It's becoming a lot more, acceptable, let's just say. And thanks, Carl, for doing this every day. You're welcome. And the last one is Football TV. Football TV I do own. I love the name. Again, you could see it is a pre-market. If we go by the daily, it does have a lot more to go. But the first step right here is your 30-day, is your 100-day moving average. Right around, let me get the right number here. Oops. Right now, 29.67 is the 100-day moving average. So we'll place an alert above that. If it breaks that, then we can have a little fun and see if we can buy some calls. But that 100-day moving average, be careful. Again, if you're looking at calls for football, see if they have the 29s. If the 29s are there, it's a possible trade. I'd rather wait for 29.67 to break first, and then I'd probably go for some upside calls, 31s, 30, 32s, 33s, and so on and so forth. But that 100-day is extremely important on the daily. We'll go and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Monday. Glad to be back with you guys, and hope you guys have a great trading day. I'll catch you guys later for the aftermarket recap. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.